Hello everyone, welcome to another chess video. Here we will be discussing 10 lethal traps exist in chess, and I'm certain that using these traps you can win the game like this. Now without further ado, let's get it started. Now first we'll start with the fishing pole trap. This will from black's perspective. E4, E5, knight F3, simply attacking this pawn. We'll be simply supporting this pawn with knight, bishop B5 and knight F6. Now we are threatening to take these, and even some point we are threatening to go here. Now let's see, white will castle, and as planned we are going here to attack to this pawn. Now black will respond with h3, try to kick this knight away, but we are not afraid, we are not going to take it back. We support this with an idea. Pawn takes knight, we'll get an open file. Now of course black will take, pawn takes. Now white this knight will go, he wants to save the knight, knight goes back. Queen comes with a mating threat, and he wants to escape by using this route, but we won't allow him to escape. Pawn push, and there is no other move exist. Maybe bishop takes knight, but this is mate. Lost-cut trap. Here d4, d5, c4, e5, and e takes, d takes e5, and we are not going to take, neither we are going to take it. We'll push this pawn. So with an idea, white will try that he is already a pawn up, he must be very happy, and he will try to push this pawn so that if once he takes, he will take with queen and then taking with the bishop and everything is good, but we won't allow that. Now we are not going to take it immediately, rather we'll go for a check. Here if black, after the check, white will try to save this with the bishop. Now pawn takes pawn, here you can see. Now bishop takes bishop, and here is a check. Now king can't take it, of course, because then queen will fall, so he wants to hang on. Now here can you see the tactics? He might be thinking that if I takes with pawn and promote the queen, he will takes my queen first. Once I takes, and then the rook will take the queen, and he is doing fine. But here is the tactics, and we are not going to promote to a queen, rather we will under promote it to a knight with a check. Now he has to take, he has to act immediately. Once rook takes knight, we will bring our bishop. You can see now this is a fork, and wherever it goes we can win the queen and ultimately win the game. Next one is Kiengia trap. Pardon me if I pronounce it wrong. Comment the correct name and correct pronunciation. Now let's get back to the game. Here we can see d4, knight f6, c4, e5, d takes e5, knight g4, bishop f4, knight c6, knight f3, bishop b4 plus, and knight bd2, queen e7, a3, and here you can see that we are simply taking the pawn with the knight. We are simply asking him that you can take my bishop, and he'll go and take the bishop. Can you see the tactics? Are we going to take this knight? Oh no, not at all. Knight comes to d3 and the smoother mate. Next one is Blackburn shilling trap. Here it starts with e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, and you can see offering him the knight. Now he will try to take this one, of course, yes, and queen comes with a attack to this pawn. Now he might be thinking that if I take this pawn, I can fork the queen, I can fork the rook, so he will go for that. We are going to, now here you can see, like if he takes the rook, we are going to take this rook, so of course he will try to save this one, and here comes a blow with a check. Now king doesn't have any move, so he has to bring the bishop to cover it up. If he tries to bring his queen will fall with the knight, so of course bishop comes, and could you see the blow? L-shaped ninja jumped at f3 and gives a smoother mate. The bishop can't take this knight because this is pinned and this is a mate. Next one is a legal trap. Here game starts with e4, e5, knight f3, d6, bishop c4, bishop g4, knight c3, g6, knight takes e5, offering him the queen. You take my queen, I am not afraid. Bishop takes queen, here comes check. King comes e7 and knight d5 and mate. This one is Mortimer trap. Here it goes e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, d3, knight e7, and we are provoking him to take the knight. Now we are putting c6 and now we are asking you go back, but he wants to be very smart. He wants to go here so that if we take in the next move, he try to give us the smoother mate. So he goes back. So here the trap will simply move our knight. So if knight comes, the bishop is ready to take. Bishop goes back. We are forking the knight and the bishop. This one is trap in the Vienna. It starts with e4, e5, knight c3, knight f6, bishop c4, knight takes e4, and we are offering our bishop. And we take the knight, queen f3, and here can you see the threat? We can bring our knight to trade this queen here, but once knight goes here, he wants to take this knight because this is unprotected. We are threatening to take. There is no other way he can save these. He is going to take. Now coming the queen at d5. Can you see? Nothing is there to protect this diagonal, and this is mate. This one arises from Scandinavian defense. It starts with e4, d5, knight f3, d takes e4, knight g5, queen d5, d3, offering him the pawn. So, and now we are provoking him to take these once we take with the bishop. Now once queen takes this pawn, can you see the trap? Now bishop comes at e4 and trapping the queen. Now you can see the queen has only one move. Queen goes at g4, and once it goes at g4, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen, and this one falls, and after that rook. This one is quick one, Philido trap, and your opponent will certainly fall for it. e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, h3. We are asking him, you can take this one, but he is afraid. He is not going to take immediately. First you will see that I am protect my pawn with this one, and after that I will take. And now the sneaky move is allowing him, asking him you can take, and you will see once takes will come with a check and we will pick this knight. This is a great trap. This sneaky traps comes out from the Budapest Gambit opening. Now let's see how it goes. d4, e5 offering the pawn, c4 not taking the pawn, knight f6, d takes e5, knight goes at e4 eyeing towards this pawn. Knight comes with the development, d6 asking him to take this one, takes, bishop takes, and now he is trying to develop this bishop. Now can you see the trap now? Pause the game and comment if you find it. Now knight takes f2 and boom. Now once king goes to take this, bishop comes, now asking him that you have to take, and after king takes this one and queen falls. That's all for today. Hopefully you will incorporate those traps in your real game and will have a fun game. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comments in this video. Stay tuned for more chess.